For years, Fortnite by Epic Games has thrived on the system called the Battle Pass, where if you wanted skins that were in that Battle Pass, you had to pay and play during that season. Now it sounds like some of the exclusive collaborations from the Battle Pass will be coming to the item shop in a big change for Fortnite. This is something that will upset people who are already in the system and will be a boon to people who are really salty that they missed out on Deadpool the last time. Let's talk about that on That Gameplays. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter from That Park Place, and I am here with my bearded companion, Mr. Culture Casino. Culture, are you ready to talk about Fortnite?
Truly, yeah, I'm very excited to talk about Fortnite, and I can't wait for all the salt that's about to flow over this.
Oh my, oh my! This is controversial to me because
hmm
I see it from two sides here. Fortnite's future Battle Pass will unlock. Battle Pass unlocks will appear in the shop after 18 months. I would
Wow.
say that they've been doing a long-term test on this with their premium pass tracks that have been in here. We'll talk about that more in a moment. This by George Foster. We've covered articles by George Foster in the
we
past.
have.
Epic has announced that it's making some big changes to how battle passes work in Fortnite. Any items that are featured in future battle passes will now have the chance of popping up in the item shop after 18 months. That seemingly doesn't apply to old battle passes, but it does mean that anything offered from now on might eventually be purchasable. Now, this is the thing that this is the detail when I see people talking about this online that they are most definitely missing here. They're saying that this will not apply to old battle passes, and I referenced the fact that I couldn't get some proverbial person couldn't get the Deadpool skin. I started at the season after the Deadpool skin, so
Oh,
I looked it up online and I looked up where I had to go, and I went to it, and alas, the merc with a mouth, who is completely silent in the game, was not there, and I had to settle for Jason Momoa Aquaman. Can you imagine that, Culture? Can you
yeah,
imagine?
I can, and that is really settling, let me tell you.
I like Jason Momoa. I got nothing
Sure, he's
against
a
him.
fine actor, but
My
Aquaman?
man. Epic Games has announced a massive change to how battle passes work in Fortnite, as exclusive unlocks from future passes will now appear in the item shop after 18 months, since Fortnite's Battle Royale mode was introduced in 2017. Wow, has it been that long? One of the biggest influences that the game has had on the industry as a whole is with its Battle Pass. While Battle Passes did exist before Fortnite, the popularity of Epic's version meant that pretty much every game following Fortnite started toying with the concept of players paying for a new pass every season for the promise of exclusive items. This is actually one of my favorite parts of Fortnite here, and I love the idea that you're not learning a new game. They might add in some elements. They can test those elements over and over again. Obviously, like gold bars, that was an introduction that came in. I'm not saying they're the only ones here, but obviously reboot vans would be things that were not in Fortnite originally and then were added. Fortnite added them before I ever got into the game, but apparently I've heard they stole that from PUBG, but I don't know. Um, it's also a way to say if you keep playing this same game. Uh, we've had the discussion about the metaverse aspect here. If because Microsoft wants to have a metaverse and Sony wants to have a metaverse, Epic is poised here, and especially with their interaction with Disney, to have a lot of kids and a lot of young people and a lot of that gameplays hosts to have a robust locker full of skins that they could
Yes.
use when the supposed metaverse comes to
Arrives.
fruition in a more realistic way. Um,
Yeah,
you have any
I,
comment on that, Culture?
I do actually. I think there's a lot of ways to build incentives to stick with the game, and I think they arrived at the perfect combination, which they have been curating for quite some time. And by borrowing from other places, they probably did themselves a lot of favors. But in innovating themselves and kind of prepping everybody for this idea of this virtual life that you'll be living in this metaverse, whether in game form or other. I think they've got the right formula, and I think other people want to steal from them, or at least borrow what they're producing.
Yeah, I think you're right, and this is something that uh, you know, the great idea about gameplay is you can't copyright a gameplay
Yeah,
element.
yeah,
You can
mechanic.
both
Yeah,
copyright
yeah.
IPs, you can copyright code, but you cannot copyright the mechanic itself, which Fortnite has obviously benefited from, and the industry at large obviously benefits from the battle pass system here. I also like the idea of you pay for one thing and you get a bunch of things if you work through that system. Sometimes, in my own little protest here, if a lot of the battle pass skins are weird and a word that is not yet a problem for YouTube because it doesn't know what it means. If you get a lot of weird drawgy skins in there, I tend to not buy them until I get to the one where I actually want it there. So I don't know. They get a little bit of actual data on what people want to use. Of course, a lot of those spray paints and things just go right back in the archive as soon as they're there. Anyways, let's continue on to the problem at hand. Fortnite, the at Fortnite game Twitter account says incoming Battle Pass update: items in future Fortnite Battle Passes may be offered for purchase in the shop after 18 or more months from a Battle Pass's expiration. You can go in and find out more about that there, or you can stay tuned to that that gameplay. Sorry, this change lets us continue investing in new and exciting Battle Pass rewards while enabling players down the road to also enjoy the content, including outfits based on popular licensed characters. Let's see if they put anything in here about some of the characters that have not made it in. Looks like they haven't here,
Hmm.
but there's a lot of exclusive content that has gone away and people cannot get at this point. Culture are just out of curiosity. Have you ever come across someone in Fortnite and thought, well, if I was going to get a skin, that is the skin that I would want?
There were actually several that I'd seen that I was like a little envious of that were well and gone, not available. So it would be kind of interesting to be able to get some of those skins. But I look at the operative words that are made up of that tweet, and one of the words that sticks out to me is May.
Yeah, yeah. That's a very good point. Some of these battle pass skins will hit the dustbin and never be seen again. But
Right.
I'll give you for instance. There are some, like for instance the Wolverine skin that I have that's classic Logan, which is just him wearing a I'm gonna say athletic cut white undershirt. Not use the actual phrase for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one it actually took quite a bit of questing to get that one, and I had to. What's the best way to put it? I had to work with a team and really take advantage of every advantage that was available to me in order to survive long enough to. Because Wolverine in Weeping Woods or whatever it was called, that guy could rip you apart, rip apart an entire team in seconds. And true to the comics, he could regenerate. So he was a tough guy to take down. Now, that skin, I would be a little bit more upset if that skin ended up for sale. It's also maybe not the way they would approach Wolverine now. So, like, I have a Doctor Doom skin. It looks like Doctor Doom is going to be in the Battle Pass in the coming season yet
Oh,
again. So, there's a lot from that Marvel season. I also wonder if this will allow them to go ahead and put some really great designs in the Battle Pass because, like Cosmic Thor is, I'll say, not my preferred form of Thor.
yeah, I mean, if you could go back and look at some of the classic designs of characters that again aren't available now, I mean, you they could reinvigorate the battle pass sales because again, I mean, it's like in every ebb and flow. I mean, some people just don't do it, you know. So I find it fascinating, though. I think that I think that this kind of a shop idea that will rotate out skins that just weren't available anymore. And again, I think isn't there a John Wick skin that you can't get now that was
Um,
only available for a
yeah,
short
there was a
period of
guy,
time?
I forget the name of the actual character in game, but it's not John Wick that is there
Mm,
was somebody who kind of looked like John Wick.
mm.
And then I think maybe there's a female John Wick character that
Ooh.
hasn't been back in the item shop for some time now. There are people out there that are probably going to chuckle at the amount of Fortnite knowledge that I have for someone who absolutely hates playing in build mode. Um, But of course, if you ever say I know a lot about a thing on the internet, someone will come along that knows much more about that
Yes.
thing than you do, which is why I want to throw this to our commenters and ask, hey guys, what do you think about this situation? Are you one of those people who feel like Fortnite is a baby's game, just like Elijah Wood said in Back to the Future Part 2? Or is this maybe the future of the metaverse here? Is how will this affect Fortnite going forward? Is this something that actually ruins their long term capabilities here because people will be just saying, "Well, I'll catch it later," or is this something that will be a new revenue stream for them all the way down? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Of course, like this video if you like this video, and consider subscribing to that game place. Game on.